Hello, this is Nora Almazan with Now Habersham coming to you from our Now News Network studio on the square in beautiful downtown Clarksville. Now we're talking. Today, I am here with Brad Coppedge, president of SRWA. Now, that's one of those acronyms you need to know. It's Soque River Watershed Association. Callie Clough is the executive business manager of SRWA, and Scott Schuler is vice president, who I understand they're trying to rope in to become president, and we'll talk about that as well. But I'm so happy to have you guys here.
Oh, we're glad to be here.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Now, the Soque River Watershed Association, it's a nonprofit organization, and it works to protect and restore the Soque River in Northeast Georgia. So, Scott, I'm going to hit you up first.
Okay.
Tell me, why is it so important? What is the significance of the Soque River, and why do we have to protect it?
Well, one of the things that I'd like to say about the organization is while we do deal with the Soque River, we want to emphasize also the word watershed, which covers about 2/3 of the county, that wherever most of the places that you live within the county, you're actually, your lifestyle, the way that you run your business, the way you run your lives, it actually affects the river. It flows into the river and you have a connection to it just by the virtue of living here, even if you don't know where it is or how to get to it. And so the quality of the water, the quality of the soil, the quality of the development, all the things that go on around here all have to do with the quality of life that I think is what drew a lot of people to want to live here in the first place. The river creates the environment that we're a part of. It's part of the appeal that makes people want to live here, that makes people want to sell their house someplace else and come over here and invest their lives here. And so the river, we want to make sure we emphasize how important it is, what a resource that it is. And also from the point of view of the environment, we know that the river can be sort of a barometer about just how the environment is doing, about the various life forms that gravitate there, whether the water is clean or dirty, whether the banks are caving into the soil and blocking things, or what kind of animals. I know a lot of people would be surprised to find that we have a family of otters living here. I don't think that people move into Habersham County come here and want to figure that they're going to have otters for neighbors. But it talks about how close to the countryside and the wilderness and the woodlands that we are, and the river's sort of a connection between that and the cities.
And isn't that cool that you can have a lifestyle where you have a little family of otters who I absolutely love to watch otters.
Otters are an easy sell.
Aren't they amazing? They're just so precious. So here you are, you can have all of these advantages and have a family of otters, but we've got to protect it.
Right.
And I wanted to ask you, you were saying that there are things that we do that impact the Soque River, right? Even if we don't live on the river. So just give me an example of one thing.
Well, almost anything that goes into your soil, if you spill oil while you're changing the oil in your car, or gasoline that spills when you're gassing your car up, all these kinds of things, they have to go somewhere, and they go into the soil, and eventually they go into the river, and eventually they have to be dealt with when you turn on your tap.
I see. And the Soque River, from my understanding, supplies a great part of the Northeast Georgia areas all the way down to Atlanta.
Yes.
With drinking water.
Yes.
Wow.
It flows into the Chattahoochee, and then from there it just goes on to the sea.
Wow. So, Brad,
Yes.
Tell me, with the organization that you have in place, and you've been president for what, 3-4 years?
Close to 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you very
you're welcome.
much. So,
my pleasure.
So what is so important about the organization? Like, why do we have to protect? Why can't the government protect our river?
Well, let's just simplify the whole concept, is the fact that that's not what government does. And it's going to be organizations like the Soque River Watershed, the nonprofits that are committed, that really take on a cause. Government does what government does, is that they provide services. And, it's just, I would like to think that that's part of the overall thought process. But it's just the fact that when they're planning out subdivisions or planning out commercial development, it's certainly part of the equation as far as how to protect the natural resources, but it's not the core focus. So for us to come in and fill that void, that's what's critical. And what Scott was talking about earlier is the fact is that people move here for a reason. They want to make sure that they made a proper investment of coming to Habersham County. And I think that's where we step up and we do that extra where we can have programs working. We can do water testing and making sure that the water that's flowing down the watershed is being monitored. So if there is a pollution element or a toxic find, that we're going in there and we're fixing it, right? We talk about the erosion issues, the fact that the riverbanks are falling in. Those are things that we monitor, and we engage property owners because 90+% of all river property in Habersham County is privately owned. So we need to engage these property owners to help them fix what needs to be fixed. You talk about wetland development here. We have the Soque Greenway Trail, and that's been a huge addition to the community. We have educational outreach programs, and I can continue to go down the list, but there is one thing right now that is really developing that is critical. We have so many people moving in from the outside. They've never owned river or watershed property ever. They have no idea how that has to be managed. We are now going to set ourselves up as that go-to organization. You have a question, you have a need for getting a permit or developing a water work project or funding, or you just want to have someone just talk to you about how to maintain your river property. We are that organization. So give us a call. Engage us. That's why we're here.
And I understand that y'all are going into the school system, right? So, Callie, anything about that you can share with us? Because that's a wonderful project. If we can teach them early, right?
Exactly.
They're going to know when they get to have that beautiful house next to the Soque.
Yes, that's one of the avenues I think that we're all most excited about is being able to get into these school systems and get these children engaged at such a young age. And when they get engaged, that enthusiasm is going to be contagious. Their parents are going to be engaged. Their siblings are going to be engaged. It's going to be a generational thing, which I think is exactly what we want to see. We really want to see these children and these entire families taking ownership of the water. So we're starting with things like classroom presentations, getting kids excited. We're doing work projects with them, getting them out there, getting their hands on it. Again, to really take ownership, to say, I did that. I made this tangible difference that I can come back for years and years and see what we've done and where we've gone from there.
Yeah, first of all, it's so much fun to get out of the classroom.
Yes.
Well,
right?
Speaking of classrooms, Callie's doing a project this Friday, I believe, tomorrow. And it's a project where she's creating an outdoor classroom at a pond. So it's kind of a nature, kind of a outdoor classroom like setting where kids now can be brought down there and they can conduct classes down there right in that nature preserve area.
Oh,
so,
wow. Why does it have to be just kids? I mean,
true.
as
Yeah.
an adult, that would be amazing to get to go and learn. It would change some of the things that we do too. But what will you be doing in your outdoor classroom?
Hopefully a wide variety of projects. Tomorrow, we're going to start with a baseline. We're going to do a lot of cleanup. We're going to clear the paths, clear the trailways. That way we just make it a lot more accessible for students to get down in this area. They can get down there and explore and really enjoy this pond in ways they've never been able to see before. And this will be an ongoing project. We'll be doing different things every semester to really make this incredibly beneficial for the students in the school.
I mean, think about planting trees or plants or putting fish in the pond and 5-10 years, each class that's graduating is going to add something to that pond or to that nature area. And I think it's something, as you were talking about, Nora, the fact is that we're building ongoing value. We're giving kids something to put their fingers on and kind of get engaged with. Put the phone down, right? Get your hands dirty. Do something extremely positive.
And as they grow older and they bring their children back, or even that they live here, that's something that it's a cycle. They can keep saying, this is what I did. This is what I did. So you're starting this tomorrow?
Tomorrow morning.
That is really
Very
exciting.
exciting.
Who's your first class?
We have got the 4th and 5th grade students tomorrow morning at 8:00 at Tallulah Falls School.
Fantastic. I love that. Okay. This isn't cheap. I mean, what you guys are doing It's not like it's, it takes money.
It certainly does.
Okay. So tell me about the funding that is necessary to ensure that we can not only maintain the river, but we can make it better and keep that going.
So a lot of the funding historically for organizations like ours, environmentally, have come from the Clean Water Act. And as that particular program has evolved, it's been more difficult for just water, and kind of riverbank management has kind of fallen in its priority to more of the solar opportunities. And so organizations like ours, even though we apply, we are not getting the grant monies that basically support these programs that we used to. And that requires us to be more, I guess, better at going to different sources. So we still want to go after the grants, but we need to do the fundraisers 3 or 4 times a year. We need to have business partners. We need to have membership from the local community. So, we want to make sure that we balance out our portfolio, because that income has to come in now from different sources, and it has to come in on a regular basis. Otherwise, our work projects will stop. Our educational programs will stop. So as we continue to, basically bring this organization out, we want to continue to tell the residents of Habersham County what we're doing in as it relates to these projects and what achievements we are actually making out here, what type of difference. And again, I think the classic one here is in the last 9 months, that Soque Greenway Trail has gone from a underutilized kind of, I don't want to go over there, nature kind of area to now you go over there and there's 50 to 100 people a day with their pets and their kids. They're out using the trail. And so
they're using it beautifully too. I mean, I love to see that. So Scott, you recently moved here. Where did you move from?
I came from Annapolis, Maryland.
What brought you here?
Actually, when we always knew we were going to retire south, it was just a matter of where we wanted to go. We were looking for a place along a lake. My wife wanted to live along a lake, and when it turned out that that wasn't working out the way we had planned, we went for something a little more woodsy, and we found a place here that was just perfect. The other thing that's here is all our kids have moved here. They couldn't afford to buy houses in Maryland, so 2 of our 3 kids live here. The other one lives in Charlotte. Our in-laws moved here like a year after we got here because they got sick of Florida and they liked what they saw around here. So they moved up and liked it around here. And so what you've got here, I think you have something very, very special in Habersham County. I actually did work in my career revitalizing cities. And I'm here to tell you that the towns that you have around here, they're different. There's something special about them. They work together. Each town has its own identity. This is a really terrific place to get. I think the future for this area looks very bright, but it also means that to what degree does any of that impinge upon the existing environment, the things that made this place appealing in the first place?
Yeah, we got to keep
And so
them.
we got to keep that. So otherwise you end up ruining that. And not only isn't anybody else moving in, but the people who are here don't even know if they want to stay.
Absolutely.
I'd like to add, though, just one thing here is I think the key element is the word community. When you move into this area, you can now understand what the definition actually means because we live it up here. That
is a very good point. I love that. So Callie, tell us, you've got a big event coming up, the Soiree, which is wonderful. And so why is it important for people to come? What kind of funding are you expecting out of it? And how can they get tickets to go? Tell us about the fun night, but also the significance of it.
Sure thing. We are so excited about our annual Spring Soiree. Traditionally, this is our biggest event of the year. It's our biggest in both attendance and also in fundraising. This is our most important evening. We are absolutely thrilled. It'll be Saturday, April 12th. It is from 5:30 to 8:30. At North Georgia Technical College in their Industrial Technology Event Center, which is
beautiful.
Yes, it's stunning.
It's gorgeous.
It's the perfect spot for this. We're going to have live music. And then what most everybody is excited about, in addition to the beautiful dinner that we're going to have, we have raffles, a silent auction, and a live auction. We have had so many members of this community step up and contribute prizes to this, which we're so grateful for. We have some truly exceptional prizes this year, and we can't wait to see what people decide to bid on and what they're going to go home with.
Oh, that is fun.
Yes.
And so how do people get tickets? What do they do?
They can go to our website, which is www.soque.org, which is SOQUE. And then if you go under events, that's a tab at the top. It'll take you directly to our Eventbrite page where you can purchase tickets. You can also give us a call. We would love to walk you through the process of buying a ticket. If you don't want to buy online, we can help you out with that. We would just really love to see everybody in this community come together. This is really the only social event this season for this community to get together and make a positive difference.
And if somebody doesn't really enjoy going online, what's your phone number?
Well,
if you're like me and you need your cell phone to look it up, because
well, they just probably should call me at 678-662-4131. And we will take care of you. Absolutely. And the good thing, let's go ahead and say that the price of the tickets per person is $75, and it's the same price we had last year. So we're not doing the inflation thing. So again, as Callie was saying, we want people to come and have a good time. I mean, we've had a couple of social events, I think, in Habersham County this year that either just didn't live up to expectation or had to be canceled. But this one, again, this is for all of community. Come have a great time. Bring your friends, your family, neighbors, and it will be an enjoyable evening, and you'll be doing something really special too.
I love that. Okay, so soiree, April 12th, that's Saturday night, 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. If you want a ticket, you can get it online at www.soque.org. You go to the events tab, or you can give Brad a call.
Please do.
678-662-4131. First of all, thank you all for what you do, because you just look at the world and there are so many places that people don't have clean drinking water. And we have an opportunity to always have clean drinking water because of organizations like SRWA. So thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
And if you want to join in on them, I'm sure that any one of the people at this table would love to connect you and get you going. And parents of children out there, just know that they are going to be educated in keeping our waters clean. And I love that. You have been listening to Now We're Talking in the studios in Clarksville, Georgia. Thank you for joining us.